Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our, what is today? Tuesday morning trading room. Just a moment here. We'll get the screen share going on. I was just trying to review some of the financial news because the market was in free fall last night, and we have just an enormous downside gap. Just a second here. I'll pull up the daily chart. It will be easier to see here on the daily. So yesterday, a very bearish day, as I'm sure you remember, a little bit of a rally going into the close. Almost looked like the market was going to find support here again and hold this whole 6,600 zone. This, of course, the NASDAQ now. And look at what's going on here, where we're opening well below 6,500, which that's just nuts. So I can't find any reasoning behind it. Nobody seems to be pegging it to anything, or at least nothing I found yet. But as tends to be the case, the news tends to follow the market, not the other way around. A lot of people think that the market is actually news driven, and I suppose to a degree it is. But most times reporters will find things to suit what the market is doing. All right, well, here we go. We've got a rather brisk start to the day, and we're rather bullish to start. In fact, it almost appears as though we're going to try to reverse some of that overnight. Here was your first in-sync eagle signal. Very, very nice follow through on that. And here we're following up now with a red bar buy. So a lot of early bullishness here in the marketplace. Personally, I'm a little scared. I don't know if I want to hop on board just yet. Maybe we'll give it a few more minutes. Antonio's asking, Eric, when are you posting yesterday's video? There's actually a lady that looks after that for me, and she's usually pretty efficient. Hold on a second. I'm surprised she hasn't posted it just yet. It should be going up pretty quick, Antonio. Yeah, I see she hasn't posted Monday's video just yet. Was there something in particular that you had a question about or that you wanted to review? Because, you know, I'd be more than happy to go over things for you. All right, look at that, swinging hard back and forth. No shortage of volatility here this morning. Let's see how the first in-sync Raptor signal, if it was in line with the Eagle signal, and it looks as though it was. You have to be fast. Look at how, whenever you're getting timestamps with seconds on here, you know the market's unfolding in a hurry. I'm not sure you would have actually had time to take advantage of any of these, but there it is anyhow, the signal. was some very nice follow through. Now we're swinging, like I said, we're swinging hard the other way. Oh, they're really trying to get some sort of foothold here, the buyers. Wow, just some crazy bullishness. All right. I don't like early signals because of all the added volatility, but here we go. All right, and I'm actually going to try to run this one out. I may regret this, trying to get in here only 5-6 minutes into the day. And here, the last high, right? The last swing high right here. So we're kind of challenging this 65.34 zone. And I'm hoping that maybe there's some momentum here trying to fill that big, big upside gap. Wish me luck. Oh, man. All right, buyers, if you're going to do it, you got to do it now. See how we've come back down here. We've tested this support area, these swing lows. The buyers got to go now. All right, I'll bring my stops in a little bit. We got to take out this high, or I'm going to be really quick with my break even button. Ooh, not liking that. Get up there. So the market left off yesterday at 66.50, I think. Oh, I'm not even going to get a chance. I'm going to get tagged here. Okay, I'm going to throw a break-even trigger in here. Oh, man. All right. All right, let's go start rolling stops. I'll have the parabolics here on standby. Oh, they're much more aggressive. Come on, just go. You stinkers. This could be a huge rally. In fact, I'd be tickled pink if we got anywhere near 6,600. If I didn't get stopped out before that, that is. The ATR not doing a half bad job keeping me in the trade, but just all that volatility. Well, I'm not disappointed. We made a few dollars on the trade, but the way the market was bouncing around there, I thought for sure I was going to get tagged out. see if we have any kind of structure going on here yet. Wowie. Well, I suppose we could look at this as a little bit of a sideways trading range. All right, so here's a little bit of a sideways trading range, and with trading range breakouts like this, we typically expect the market to keep going. And what you can end up doing is you can actually place a buy order above there. Now this, again, it's very early. It's very risky. I better get a stop in play here before I describe the rest of it. What I don't like to see is I don't like to see the second attempt without the follow through. That does make me a little bit nervous about the trade. It does open up the possibility that the market's going to try to reverse and head lower back into the bottom end of this trading range. But typically what you want to see is you want to see a breakout, you want to see a retest without the market getting too deep inside the range, and then some follow through. Now we did have an earlier red bar buy signal here, which would probably have been the better place to try to get on board with this trade. But oh well, here we are. All right, if I can break above this high, then the market should try to give me some follow through. Oops, I don't want to roll my stops just yet. Come on, let's get above that little swing high. You see, we keep retesting. We keep breaking out, we keep retesting. That's no bueno. We got to see some follow through here. Now, there's a fair amount of volatility here this morning, so I'm trying to allow for that. No. Sellers pounding the buyers already. So my plan here is if we get another challenge here of the high, you can see I've got my bar high low strategy going, which is a very, very aggressive strategy. And maybe, just maybe, I'll be able to minimize my risk exposure when and if I can get another bullish break. All right, well, there we go. We're either going to go or they're going to tag me out. And you can see I'm running my stops really tight here. I'm not giving the trade any room whatsoever. Yeah, that's all right. I won't be surprised to see the market continue higher from here, but I don't know. With all that back and forth chop, I'm okay kind of taking a bit of a scalp on that. Sneaking a few dollars, picking their pockets. All right, well, here come the sellers now. These swings are something else. All right, we got ourselves a really big sideways range going on. We're back now here to where we started the day. Oh, no, sorry, not quite. Hmm. It's funny. Well, it's not funny, but you see how the buyers have to struggle to move the market higher and how easily the market will move lower. That's what always makes these counter trend trades so darn appealing, even though very often the probabilities are not there. Well, if you're going to view this as a small trading range, here's your breakout. You could throw a just-in-case order below the lows. It certainly is with trend. And we'll get a buy order or a stop order in play here as well. And oh, where's the low of the morning? Oh, we still got a ways to go. The market covering a lot of ground here. And I'm going to get this trade down to break even now. No. Tag me out for another small-ish profit. That's all right. A little beer money. Oh, now they're going. I was perhaps a little bit too tight with my stops. Yeah, definitely too quick with my stops on that one. My goodness, that would have been incredible follow through on that. We're not even out of opening range yet. Feels like I've been trading for an hour. All right. Well, there's no shortage of signals to review here this morning. You could pretty much go with any with trend signal and you would have done just fine. I think the greater challenge here this morning is not so much the direction. Right now, the trend definitely down. Earlier, it was definitely up. But like I say, the challenge, not so much the direction, but rather the stop placement. It's almost as though if you're going to do it right, it demands a really, really broad stop. And again, that just goes back to the volatility that we're experiencing. If you run a stop that's too tight, well, you're just likely going to get tagged out before you can even get to a profit. All right. We'll let them settle in here a little bit. I'm waiting for some of the volatility to die down before I try anything again. I got enough gray hair. Yeah, Mark says I had a decent little 2-contract bounce trade, paid the commissions. Would have been the band definitely getting a little overextended at this point. And here we are back now toward the lows of the morning. This is where we started the day. And this is where the buyers put the market on a tear right out of the gate. Floyd says 2 huge moves on crude oil already today. I guess everybody's trying to get the week's worth of trading in before the holiday. Yeah, Stephen, I know what you're talking about. Stephen says, I had more money in my retirement account 3 years ago than I do now. The markets are brutal. Grandma was right. Just put your money in your mattress. Okay, well, we're kind of coming to shove again here. The reason I say that is we're kind of got a bit of a sideways range building. We're at the top end of this range. You can kind of see here. We're very likely to see a little bit of a bull break. If you think the buyers have got it going on, then um, there's no reason not to get in early. Let's take a look here at a Raptor signal. We did have a number 3 signal, was not in sync. If you're going to use your ATR as a filter, you could do a second push entry on that. You can see you're getting a follow-up discretionary signal now. All right, let's swing for the fences here this morning. We'll go back here toward the high du jour. That would be a monster move. and not one I don't think is out of the question if I can ride out the swing. Nope, not yet. So we may have to wait for a little bit of a retest first. Oh, or not. Wow. Yeah, Mark says I tried keeping my money in my mattress, but having a waterbed that foiled the plan. Long time ago, when waterbeds were still the rage, I actually had a side business here in Victoria. I was the waterbed guy. I had a jet pump, had my Yellow Pages ad, and in 15 minutes I could drain your waterbed for you. I don't think I ever had so much cash in my pocket because everybody paid you cash. Now, if anybody from the Canadian Revenue Agency is in the room, you can just ignore that earlier comment. All right, another move back here to the hard edge. See, I thought we were going to hold that breakout. This was kind of the top end of the zone, but not yet. We're really balanced here this morning. Some monster moves to be sure, but very little in the way of follow through right now. One thing, I think if we see another rally here, that will really open up the possibility of a short. If we see another rally that does not exceed the high, well, in fact, I suppose we could do an OCO order. We could just bracket it. But if we see anything resembling a test of the extreme, I think we can get busy on the sell side. In fact, I may throw a short order in, sort of just in case. And knowing that, you can be a little bit more aggressive on your other signals to sell. All right, here now the retest. This can be your just in case order down here. Oh, well, we got a cloud crossover, so the buyers, they're not giving up. Way to go, buyers. You can do it. All right, we're going to get a cloud cross to the short side now. And that kind of goes hand in hand with what we were watching here. In fact, you could have looked at this green bar sell as an earlier entry. Let's see, got a little bit of a bear flag shape to it. Now the market trying to head lower. Okay, enough explaining. Let's get a stop in play here. And do I have my stop here? No, I'd better get a stop here as well. Okay, so I'll leave the parabolics to manage this trade, and in fact, I'll start squeezing this trade pretty tight. Oh, baby. Okay, I almost thought they were going to take out 64.75. Then we got to go back to a daily chart to figure out where the heck the market is going after that. So I hope that makes sense. You know, how the, you know, if you identify a market range, so here's a market range, here's the breakout. So here now is the retest. We expect the market to continue higher after breaking out. If it cannot head higher, then there's a very good chance it's going to try to test the bottom end of the trading range, which is exactly what happened. So if you can keep an eye on that, very often you can keep yourself on the right side of the market. Now, you know, I do a lot of that on the Eagle. You Raptor traders don't need to feel left out. You can do the exact same thing on your Raptor. In fact, you can run another Raptor chart, perhaps at a higher brick setting, to kind of give you that overview. Because on the smaller brick that we trade, it's sometimes difficult to see unless you really, really scrunch up your chart. Yeah, Mark's asking, was that back in the 80s when you were doing the waterbed stuff? That was back in the 80s. Yeah, the waterbed guy. That was me. You know, funny thing, as waterbeds were declining in popularity in North America, they were still very popular in Europe. And the furniture store I was working for at the time, they were seriously considering expanding into Europe, and they were going to set me up to do waterbeds in Europe, if you can imagine that. Oh, I have had a varied career over the years. All right, we're getting a lot of back and forth again. This is the market just churning. It's churning orders. Grist for the mill, as they say. Yeah, back in the 80s when I still had a good back and I could move waterbeds. I don't know if I want to try to get involved in anything right now. Trade forecasters saying we are in scalp mode in spite of the rather large moves we've seen. Ay, ay, ay. Now we're coming back with the #1 signal. We're just flip-flopping here back and forth. We got a lot of candy striping going on. Look at this. Well, there they go. Just made a run at 67 or 64.75. 67 was yesterday. I knew a trader who was what you would refer to as a perma bull. He would always be looking for opportunities to short. Mark says, I love my waterbed back in the day, but I'm a sleep number guy now. It's the little things in life. You know, the best, if anybody ever had a waterbed, you know, the best thing about a waterbed, especially for those of us who live in a colder climate, is just getting into a warm bed at night. It's always warm. Well, then in the summertime when it's blistering hot, you turn the heater off and it's nice and cool when you get into bed. I know I should stay short, but it's so tempting to try to do something counter trend. All right, let's see if we can identify another range. So here now the retest. If this trend does not follow through to the short side, they're going to take out this high right here. So you can see we have the discretionary, the follow-up sell signal. No, I don't know. I was going to say they're full on bear mode here. They're not going to reverse, but maybe I was getting a little ahead of myself. No, not liking that. Let's leave that alone. There will be better opportunities. And like I say, the trend is down. You should, whenever possible, you should stay with trend. Yikes. I just want to punch in a sell order here, but, well, the band is getting rather broad. Oh, there they go. Chicken. Well, decent follow through on any of those signals. I was a little reluctant to try anything, but Well, here now the rally that I was looking for. Okay, this could be significant. This could be a big rally. As you can see, we're all the way back up here now to where we broke out of this earlier little trading range that we identified. These things don't go away. After a while, they will get stale, but they never really go away. All right, let's see what they do now as they get toward the top end. That could definitely open up a better probability buying opportunity, although you can see we've had some excellent buys here already. Beautiful number one signal there. Great follow through on that. Not quite to the hard edge, but close. All right, let's put you on the shelf for a moment. Yeah, Mark says, wow, back to a levels from a year ago. That's exactly it. We've got to reference a longer term chart now to get an idea of where we're at. Okay, we got a number three signal here. We're working the warning dot, and you know what? I'm going to end up punching in with an order and getting my stops out of the way. We've got a hard edge bounce. Everything came back into sync. We're making a bit of a run here. I didn't have time to set it up, which is why I just hit the buy order. Okay, let's get this trade to break even now. All right, hit the first profit target. So we were looking for a little bit of a continuation possibility, and that occurred here when we got that number three signal. Ah, darn it. Maybe my stops are a little too tight again. Yeah, maybe. The market moving a little bit higher. All right, let's take a look here at the eagle. We'll see it a little bit better. So the range, the breakout, huge breakout, the retest back into the range, the market trying to resume the downtrend and failing, and this is the resulting move. Things, of course, moving so quickly, it's just get on board with anything you can. Look at this, the band pushing 80 ticks broad. Wow. I think at this point I'm going to call it. I'm going to say the market's in an uptrend today, in which case you could, in theory anyways, just pick up any of these discretionary signals. Stop placement is the hard thing to do here, because when the market moves so quickly, there's very, very little structure to base your stop placement on. Yikes. Okay, I'm just going to leave it alone for now. 70 ticks broad. I don't know if this is the place to be buying. Maybe we'll see a little bit of a pullback first. Oh, or not. Pretty good day so far, actually. Trades are unfolding almost faster than I can journal them, and really I'm nervous about buying in at this point without some sort of pullback first, but it's the market is really, really strong here today, or right now. All right, here's the pullback. Here now the number 3 signal, and darn it, I'm too late on that as well. I just got to be hovering here on my buy and sell buttons. What I was waiting for is I was waiting for it to turn the ATR, and as soon as it did that, I was going to pop in with a buy order, but of course I'm a touch late on that. Okay, back into the hard edge again. I want to see what happens here near the high. If we can get above the high, I'll look to buy it. Oh, there it is. Okay, this is a very, very late entry. Ooh, and I need to move here into manual mode. All right, got the break even. Let's see if the buyer's got anything left. Nope. So after that very, very strong rally up, now they're starting to drift a little bit, which again is not unusual after such a big move. All right, back to the hard edge. This is where we normally anticipate some sort of reaction. Oh, just more back and forth. And now with a slightly more bearish bent as the sellers try to recover the market. I could see maybe a bit of a bearish push here, maybe back down to around 6,500. That would sort of wake the buyers up a little bit. The reason I say that is that's kind of where the buyers really put the pedal down. Oh, I guess it was a little bit lower. 64.90. That's where the buyers really started to put in the rally. So that makes anytime the market's going to get anywhere near 6,500, I think you're going to attract a lot more buyers. Wow, look at them go. This is just crazy. The signals are printing almost too fast. If this were an everyday occurrence instead of a one-off, that would be my cue that I need a larger brick size. Because the signals are coming about so quickly that I can't even place an order. I'm left to hover here above my buy or sell buttons. All right, well, this is not quite a number 3 signal. It's a little bit close. I'm tempted to just jump on board on a breakout above here, which would be a really, really big second push off of that signal right there. Let's see if I get a bear bar. There we go. All right. So that just kind of confirms there's a lot of selling going on above here. When and if the buyers can rally the market, they should take out the sellers, and that's not happening. So let's cancel that order altogether and put that away. the bull push continues. Big reaction now here to the hard edge. I'm a little bit reluctant to hop on board, even though I do believe the trend is up. At this point, when this red bar buy signal was building, this is what we were looking at. Likewise, with the Raptor, it was not, it's one of these signals that's more obvious in hindsight. When you're looking at it at the time, it's like, don't know. We did have some follow-up signals here. I suppose I could have gone on board with one of those. That's all right. We've got a little bit of a second push going on now on one of these follow-up signals. So if I was really anxious for a trade, there you go. Like I say, the trend is up. You can almost buy in on almost any signal and do all right, especially if you're looking to take profit on target. Once you know the trend, that's half the battle. The other half is figuring out where you are going to place your stops. That's very often the hard part on days like today. But we are having a good day. Well, are we going to get something else going on here? I'm, again, a little hesitant. The band is so very, very broad, but the market is almost in runaway mode. All right, we're getting some follow through here, maybe a ever so slight hesitation. I really don't want to get stuck with a stinker. We've had 5 for 5 trades, and every time you wade back into the pool, there is a chance that you will suck up a stinker. All right, major pullback. Now back to the hard edge. Um, I don't know how low the sellers can force the market, but like I said, it's seems like even after that very impressive bearish push, the first 20-30 minutes in, the buyers, I would say, in control. In fact, here now we have a number 1 signal. All right, here we go. So we've got a second push opportunity on this number 1. I'm actually going to manage this trade very tight. If I get anything, there we go. Get those stops up. I'm not giving them any room here. No. Well, that's all right. My concern was the proximity here to this high, and maybe I flinched early. Oh, looks like I could have snuck another tick or two out of it before the bigger reverse. But I know going sideways like this, and here on the Eagle, it will be a little bit more evident. We've got this sideways trading range. There's going to be a bearish move here somewhere. We've seen the tests of the extreme. In fact, this could be a rule of 3 already, even though there's only 2 counter trend signals. This could already be interpreted as a rule of 3. The Raptor, of course, signaling here already the counter trend signal. Now with the early cloud crossover. Ooh, no, spoke too soon. Not there yet. All right, let's put that away. All right, so we're turning over here a little bit. We did produce a number one signal. You know, at this time of the day, I think a second push entry is almost a given. So what that means is we allow the signal to engage. We see where the signal reacts. That now becomes our signal bar, that reactionary bar. There's just so much back and forth as the market fights for direction. We don't want to get stuck here too early. So I could even just put a just in case order down there. Just leave my order below that low, below that reaction. And now if we get another number one signal, you can see we're getting the early cloud crossover. The signal hasn't formed yet. We had a warning dot right here, but the signal hasn't formed. There's the signal. So I'll move here now. Again, the whole idea, the second push entry, I'll throw a trend line in there. Trying to stay on the right side of the equation. Here now the signal, let's see if we get a second push opportunity. And there it is right there. And now the ATR and everything is out of sync again. So I'm just going to close that up for the moment. Mickey, I took 6 trades today. Mickey's asking how many trades did you take today? I took 6. The only reason I took 6 today is because a couple of the earlier ones were break-even trades. So profitable trades, I took 4. Well, they were all profitable, but I took 4 trades today. Seems like a lot more. No shortage of opportunities, and now we are looking again at this whole trading range scenario. With the breakout, the failed breakout, now moving to the top end. Are we going to see a bullish breakout? It's just going nuts. All right, we'll hang with it for a few more minutes. Then we're going to button up shop here. I actually have an appointment just after the top of the hour that I don't want to be late for. And I don't want to suck up a losing trade here either. All right, so here now the bull break. Okay, so here's the top end. There's the bull break. Once we see the reaction, okay, now we know if the buyers are going to continue, they've got to take out that high, don't they? So you could actually park an order above there. Here, we'll just do it on the Eagle. You park an order above there. Okay, this now is the retest. Let's see what the buyers got. Oh, didn't give me my exit order. How come? Okay, well, we'll have to manually throw in a stop loss order. All right, at this point, I'm going to take the trade up to break even. Partly because of the brick size we're dealing with here on the Eagle. If we were doing the same trade here on the Raptor, we would have entered here on the breakout. And so, well, now my stops definitely would be at break even, but I could have rolled my stops there instead of break even on the Eagle. Okay, we'll protect a little bit more profit here now. In fact, I'm going to put the squeeze on them. It's getting too close to the lunch hour. There we go. All right. Well, that was fun. If you're going to keep trading today, I think you can continue to stay bullish. I think the buyers, yeah, there they go. I think the buyers got the market in hand right now, and they're working hard to fill that major downside gap that we started with. I've been looking here at the daily. You can see this has been our day. So they're working really hard to get this market back anywhere near 6,700. The sellers are not done, far from it. In fact, if we see the market continue to rally after 6,700, next stop 6,800, and that could be where the sellers are going to get really nasty. All right, gang. Have yourselves a great day. I will talk to you tomorrow. Remember, no trading room Thursday, obviously, the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday. No trading room Friday because it's just not worth it. Enjoy the 4-day break. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.